On this episode of Far Out, NASA's wild side at Kennedy Space Center.
First thing you do, if you ever pick up a tortoise, is you always point it away.
They'll pee on you.
They'll pee.
That's what you're trying to say.
I was looking for the proper verbiage.
Where there's a fascinating coexistence between nature and technology.
3, 2, 1, and liftoff of Artemis 1.
Meet some of the prehistoric, burrowing, and feathered friends who call this space center home, and the people who work to protect them. You think you know NASA? Well, think again. I'm Megan Cruz. Come with me to experience the extraordinary, the unexpected. This is Far Out. Welcome to NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where thousands of people come together to unravel the mysteries of our universe. But while they work on science experiments, build spacecraft, and launch rockets, other creatures are out and about too. Of Kennedy's 144,000 acres, 95% is protected habitat, as the Canaveral National Seashore and Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge. Over 330 kinds of birds, 117 types of fish, 25 different mammals, and 65 kinds of amphibians and reptiles. Balancing wildlife preservation and space exploration can be tricky, but NASA is committed to doing both. Just ask Russ Lowers, an ecologist at Kennedy. Of course, it's a big truck, Russ. After hoisting my tiny body into his humongous truck, he tells me about a threatened species native to the southeastern U.S. that's plentiful here at KSC. And perhaps ironically most opposite a rocket, the gopher tortoise. Today, we're checking up on the hard-shelled herbivore. All right, so where are we going?
We're going to an area called Tel 4. It's in the southernmost region of the Kennedy Space Center.
Okay, and why are we going there?
We're going there to check out a gopher tortoise that has created a gap or a space underneath a fence that is a security breach.
Why is it called a security breach? It sounds so scary.
Well, just they don't want anything else going into that fenced-in area. They want basically everything to stay outside that fence perimeter. That way they know that, their building is safe and they don't have any issues with any types of animals or people. If there is a tortoise within that burrow, we'll set a bucket trap or a fall trap. And then we will go ahead and check that trap every day. And once a tortoise falls in that trap, we'll go ahead and move it to a new location.
But before we could even check on the troublesome tortoise burrow, I had a feeling this was Justice. What's up?
Hey, sorry. I'm not sure we can get through there. It looks like they're making everybody turn around yet.
Our team ran into what we like to call a rocket wrench traffic jam.
A lot of times they'll have to take rocket parts from the manufacturing facilities to the pad. So we have to go around the rockets or stand by and let the rockets go by.
Yeah, I've been stuck for a good 30 minutes. Just pulled over on the side of the road because the rocket part was just moving real slow.
Well, they don't move them fast when they're on the ground. That's for sure.
So instead, we're now on our way to another popular tortoise spot, Kennedy's historic Launch Complex 39B. Many important missions took flight from here, like Apollo 10 in 1969, the final test launch before landing Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the moon with Apollo 11. Also, STS-1 in 1981, the first launch of the Space Shuttle program. Most recently, Artemis 1 soared off the launch pad in 2022, the final test to see if a new rocket and spacecraft could return humans to the moon's orbit with Artemis 2.
So this is a camera pad, and this is where all the tortoise burrows are. As you can see, there are a bunch of tortoises.
Oh, wow. Russ periodically checks on these burrows using a burrow camera.
This is basically a camera that we stick within the burrow itself, and it'll give us a video of what's down in the hole.
These cameras allow Russ and other ecologists on center to keep an eye on the tortoises without disturbing them too much. They're interested in how many there are, if they're doing well, and how to keep them safe.
And sometimes we don't find just tortoises. Sometimes we'll find gopher frogs, we'll find mice, we'll find snakes.
God, I know, darn. Well, I'm going to let you scope this one.
And that's one of the important things. And when other animals need some sort of habitat of security, they can go in these tortoise burrows and it provides them a house. Tortoises don't just use one burrow either. They'll use up to 8 or 10 burrows.
So basically tortoises are like mi casa, su casa. That's so sweet. See?
So, if you think about it, tortoises are kind of like the human engineers they work alongside. While those engineers design and build technology to explore our universe, these engineers design and build homes that lots of other animals here depend on.
Just slide it down in there. Now, if you look right here, you'll see what you can see on the camera.
Okay, wait, I have to ask. So if I like poke a snake, will it come?
They come straight out. They come straight out. They run because they think it's another predator. Sure. They usually bite you in your leg right there.
I'm gonna get real close to him because I want.
Just kidding.
That's some
No.
messed up stuff
They
there, Russ.
stay there. Just
Okay.
stay in the hole. What you do is just slide it in. You always follow the dark spot. There's a tortoise right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah. So is this scaring them at all, or?
No, sometimes they run up to the camera because they like the light. There's his head. And see the light going off his, gleaming off his eye?
Yeah, yeah.
There's his carapace. That's the top of the shell.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Tortoises are ectotherms, meaning they rely on external sources to heat up their bodies. So after they warm up in the sun, they retreat back into their cool, safe burrows. And by the way, if you're wondering, yes, a tortoise is different from a turtle. A turtle spends most of its time in the water, while a tortoise lives only on land. This summer, we saw these cute loggerhead turtles hatch on one of Kennedy's beaches. You could do it, little buddy. Kennedy is an important nesting ground for several species of turtles.
So what's a full-grown tortoise? Like how big, how much does it weigh?
They probably weigh 8 pounds, 10 pounds.
Oh, I would have thought more.
Not that big.
Okay.
I mean, there's some that get ginormos, but 8 to 10 pounds is probably a typical. That's a guesstimated weight.
Is that an official description, ginormo?
No, it's not. It's a made-up word.
With that, we say farewell to the pad and head towards what was to be our first stop to inspect that potential security breach on the southern end of the Space Center. We finally make it to Tel 4, where there's a team moving some construction materials near the burrow we want to check out. We make our way around all the work to confirm that, yes, there's been a security breach. We whip out our burrow camera to see if anyone's home.
That's a shell.
Wow.
See, so he's basically resting in the water right now.
So you know what that means. It's time to dig a bucket trap.
Ugh. That sound effect was not for the camera. It was just hard.
A trap sounds harmful, but Russ assures me it's not, and that it's perfectly safe to move the tortoise to fix the security breach.
For the record, I asked him to let me do things. It's not that he's not a gentleman.
Now remember, you have to dig a hole deep enough for a 5-gallon bucket to fit in.
So
No,
even
just right in front.
just right in front?
Right in front. I mean,
Well.
right in front.
It turns out digging a hole for a 5-gallon bucket is tougher than it sounds, especially with a fence in the way. Eventually, I turned it back over to the pro.
Believe it or not, this is probably one of the hardest holes I've ever had to dig because this fence is in the way.
Because of the fence?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
So the key is to have it so when the tortoise comes out, there's no way around the bucket. So we do 3 things when we set a bucket trap. Number 1, they have holes. Those holes are made for drainage.
Oh,
So if it rains,
Goes
it doesn't
through it.
hold water in the bucket and the tortoise doesn't fall into a water upside down. Number 2, we put a stick in the bucket.
Okay.
That way if any mice, any snakes, any lizards get in the bucket, they can get out. And number 3, we have a shade. This provides shade over the hole, so when the tortoise falls in, that shade keeps the heat off the tortoise's shell. Remember, they're ectotherms. Now see how that's straight and level with this place where he comes out of the hole?
Yeah.
That's how you want it. So what we're going to do is we're going to backfill it.
Okay.
So the dirt's all the way around the bucket.
Okay.
And right when he comes out of that hole, he won't realize that there's nothing underneath of him.
I see.
That's what that felt's for.
Okay. Gotcha.
So now what we do is take the dirt, put it back in. Okay, now, got that all in. Put our stick in, throw our stick in the
Put
bucket.
this one?
Yep, throw it in there.
Okay.
That way we got our stick for anything to escape. And then we put this down. This is where you kind of,
Tricking it.
you trick the animal.
So how often will you check this?
Every day. So mostly 2 times a day. If it's really hot, I'll even go to 3 times a day.
And then when you catch the tortoise, then what happens?
I pull them out, I measure them, I mark them, and then I let them go.
Oh, well, this is very nice of you. So we saw 2 tortoises today, both just hanging out in their burrows. Our team left pretty bummed we didn't see one out and about. But then we see something on the road ahead. It's small, round, and moving fast. Well, how lucky were we?
Found one.
Crossing the road. First of all, I should say, nobody should be picking up a tortoise like this.
No, nobody can unless they have proper permits.
Okay.
I have those.
Okay.
First thing you do, if you ever pick up a tortoise, is you always point it away, because they have a...
They'll pee on you.
They will pee on
That's
you.
what you're trying
I
to
was
say.
looking for the proper verbiage. Sorry.
Let's just say it how it is. They're going to pee on you. This one hasn't peed on us. How nice.
Not yet. You spoke. Be careful what you say.
So is she heavy?
Feel
Oh. Oh my gosh. By the way, I'm allowed to hold the tortoise because Russ is here. A lot heavier than I thought.
This is a female, and the way you can tell it's a female, if you look at its, what's this called?
Plastron.
Plastron.
Okay.
So we look at its plastron, and if
Okay.
you look at its plastron, see how flat it is?
Yeah.
It's like flat like a table, it's a female.
Okay.
And this is an adult female.
Okay.
Now
And how
they-
do you know it's an adult? Because it's of the size?
The size.
Okay.
Now they do get bigger than this, but this is a normal adult sized female.
Well, I'm glad she came out.
Yeah, what we
So
can do is we can
see
just set her
her.
down.
Okay.
We got her out of harm's way, that's number one.
Okay.
She was in the road.
Mm-hmm.
We'll set her right down here in the grass and she can go find her burrow.
Do you think NASA has done a really good job of respecting the wildlife here?
Yes, they have. They've done a great job. Everybody watches out for the animals that are on KSC.
So we say farewell to our new friend as she heads home. Or to one of her homes, anyway. There are few things as exciting as watching a rocket soar into the sky. But they're not the only thing taking flight at Kennedy. Birds like eagles, spoonbills, ibises, and scrub jays. And one scrub jay in particular is eluding our friend Dave.
There's the unbanded bird I have to catch.
Where?
Right up in this tree right
This
here.
one right here?
Yeah. That one we haven't gotten yet.
Dave Brenninger is another ecologist here at Kennedy. He's been studying and protecting scrub jays for more than 45 years. So by now, his feathered friends know the deal.
We'll try to catch that jay, put bands on it, ask them to line up and show us their legs throughout their life, and for that they'll get peanuts, get paid. We can measure the success of that bird over time.
Yeah, I'll help make sense of what he just said. But first, let's learn about the Florida scrub jay. They're medium-sized blue and gray cooperative breeders, meaning they stay together in families to raise their young. And Kennedy Space Center has one of the biggest communities in the state, at 250 families. I'll explain why later too.
So they're like community, but they're very territorial at the same time.
Yeah, we heard a hiccup call, so that was probably the breeder female was so she's sort of telling her mate and family, go get them,
What about that noise?
chase them out. That was a woodpecker.
Oh! Whoops! I guess I don't have an ear for them yet. But as I work on keeping an eye on them, Dave tells me how they're considered a threatened species under the U.S. Endangered Species Act. Their population is down to just about 10,000 birds, largely because of habitat loss. As their name suggests, they like to live in scrub, or areas of small trees and shrubs in sandy soil. It provides them with safe places to nest and usually enough food for them to chow down on.
Most of the time they have a lot of insects and small vertebrate prey, but on cold days they go to these caches of 6,000 to 8,000 acorns is what they cache every fall. And
6,000 to 8,000 acorns per scrub jay?
yeah,
That's a lot.
I know.
But today we have a special treat for our jays, a big bag of peanuts.
They're lucky. I'm allergic to peanuts, so I won't be stealing their snack today.
No, here they come.
Oh, here they come!
And so,
They're so pretty!
This is what Dave meant when he said,
they'll get peanuts, get paid.
in return, we get a few seconds to look at the bands on their legs.
So we read the bands from top to bottom and then left to right.
Okay, I see one in the tree. Okay, oh, I see one. Okay,
yeah,
this
you
one
can
has a yellow and a green band.
Each jay is identified by its unique combination of colors. Dave can then track these birds over time, observing which family it belongs to, how they behave, how long they're living, and if they're reproducing. This data helps him understand how well the families are doing in their specific areas of the center. Is their part of the scrub healthy? Do they have enough food? If not, Dave and his team can try to do something about it.
Would you say that the space program has helped to keep the scrub jay population here thriving?
Yes, because this land has all been protected and hasn't been developed. Launches don't have a lot of impact. It's in a pretty small area, but I think the biggest challenge is that they need regular fire.
He's talking about controlled burns. Fish and Wildlife do these regularly at Kennedy to manage both the land and the wildlife that depend on it. They help reduce the risk of larger, uncontrolled wildfires by clearing away some of the dead plants and brush. This in turn also helps the scrub jays. It opens up their habitats so they can spot the hawks trying to eat them. Plus, the fresh growth after burns attracts new insects and small animals, aka food for the jays. But firefighters can't just light fires whenever they want. It can't be too windy or too dry, and they have to consider some of the infrastructure we have on center that are sensitive to smoke. With all those challenges, NASA has to work with Fish and Wildlife to think outside of the box.
So there's a machine called a brontosaurus. So if you can imagine a dinosaur that's got a chopping head on it, and it can cut the scrub off at just the right height so that you don't have to burn quite as often.
Innovation to fly in space and to protect those that fly in our backyard. Dave says he'll continue to do his part one bird at a time, as I remind him and all of you of the one he has yet to catch. So that's the sneaky, sneaky bird he has to get. The only one that isn't banded, right?
Very
in the area.
tame.
But he's hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Because he knows you have peanuts. For our last look at how NASA balances nature and technology at Kennedy Space Center.
I'm trying to keep up with you guys, but I have shorter legs.
We're back with Russ.
Oh my God, a bug just hit me on the face.
Nobody said science was easy.
I never said that.
In search of another shelled creature, the prehistoric horseshoe crab.
Tell us about horseshoe crabs.
Did you know if you actually put UV light on these things, they'll actually glow in the dark?
No, I did not know that.
Just like a scorpion.
Why is that? Oh, like a scorpion, because they're related to scorpions, right?
Yeah, correct. So they're closely related to spiders and other types of animals like that.
And they've been around forever. I mean, like forever.
Like 200 million years before any dinosaurs showed up. And they're super important to the ecosystem around the Space Center. The Indian and Banana Rivers make up the Indian River Lagoon, which is North America's most biologically diverse estuary, meaning a lot of plants and animals, like horseshoe crabs, live in this mix of fresh water from the rivers and salt water from the Atlantic Ocean. The crabs lay their eggs on some of the lagoon shores from March to June.
There's 4 species of horseshoe crabs. The one we have here is called Limulus polyphemus. I want to say that 3 times.
Limulus polyphemus.
Correct.
Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
I'm paying attention.
So what they do is that they will come up during different moon phases and wind phases, and they will actually lay their eggs on the beach. They lay their eggs on the wave zone of the river system. And that
like
wave,
where the wave crashes?
Where the waves crash. And what that does, it creates a couple different things. Number one, it actually oxygenates the eggs. And number 2 is over time that actually wears down the eggshell on the eggs that they lay. So then the eggs can actually hatch. It makes it easier for them to hatch.
Oh, that's interesting.
But alas, no crabs laying eggs on this beach. Instead, we found a lot of empty shells, which could mean one of 2 things. Horseshoe crabs periodically molt or shed their shells as they grow. Or...
Okay.
You can see that they've already eaten all the legs out of it.
Who's they? You?
These are really good. You want to try one?
No.
I'm a fan of crab legs, but not this kind. However, they're a tasty treat for others.
Now, some of the shorebirds that are actually migratory species will actually come through here, and that's one of the number 1 items for food that they actually have to survive upon when they're on migrate. So it's a very important feeder role for other birds and prey items.
Horseshoe crabs are called a keystone species, meaning their decline or absence could have significant ripple effects throughout an entire ecosystem, affecting many other animals like migratory birds. Crabs are also considered an indicator species. Since they're so sensitive to changes in their environment, they're some of the first to warn that something might be wrong.
By monitoring different types of things in the lagoon, like seagrass, manatees, horseshoe crabs, different fish assemblages, it'll tell us a lot about the entire health of the lagoon.
So you see, these crabs are important to keep an eye on.
Thank you for watching over me, Russ.
And ecologists do that by using these game cameras.
What we do is we just set ours up on an automatic capture method.
Okay.
So every 20 minutes this takes a photo.
Gotcha.
So if it hasn't taken a photo for 20 minutes, I just took a picture of you.
Russ needs to change out the camera's memory cards and batteries. To do that, we first have to cut the wire holding the camera case closed. Sounds easy, so I offered to help.
I do.
Like I said, no problem. Russ opened it up, swapped in new cards and batteries, and closed it. Now it's time to show off my muscles again to attach a new wire around the camera.
I wonder why you think I'm sore.
This is gonna burn so bad. Don't hurt us yet. I'm gonna give it up. Tapping out. Small little bit.
Ha! See? Russ is struggling too, but he gets it gripped and tethers the camera back to the pole. Now we're off to a second beach to do the same for another camera. But by the looks of our journey so far, this next location is much more remote. It's easy to forget you're on a space center, but then again, some may recognize these railroad tracks. For decades, NASA used them to transport space shuttle boosters. We now use them to transport SLS, or Space Launch System boosters. The SLS rocket is that new rocket I told you about that will return humans to the moon through NASA's Artemis missions. Where are you taking us? Apparently over a river and through the woods. I wonder if we'll rest at Grandma's house.
Oh my God.
It's called duck and tuck.
Duck and tuck?
Duck and tuck.
I just have a feeling I'm gonna get smacked right in the face by that thing.
Remember how I told you you're going to be sore?
I'm stuck on something.
Let me help you?
No, I got it.
All right.
Just want to let you know, have a...
Yep, I fell down.
I knew it!
But I get back up and trek it the rest of the way to the shore. Once there, Russ tells us why these game cameras help NASA balance wildlife conservation and spaceport operations.
You do any type of industrialization on the Space Center or out in society, you're going to have an effect on something else. And they want to know what types of effects could happen if they do something.
For example, say a strong storm rolls through Kennedy. The heavy rain erodes the foundations of some of those roads along the shoreline. Repairing those roads might require work along the beaches. But if Russ and his team knew that horseshoe crabs like to mate on those beaches...
Not only NASA, but also Fish and Wildlife to have a say in what's going to happen.
In recent years, the horseshoe crab population has plummeted, not only due to habitat loss, but also over-harvesting. Whelk and eel fisheries use them as bait, and biomedical companies use their blue blood to detect harmful bacteria in either medicines or medical devices. To combat the losses, in February 2024, 23 organizations petitioned to list horseshoe crabs as an endangered species under the Endangered Species Act. So let's help Russ help the horseshoe crabs by checking on another game camera.
You ready? Do you want to do a couple of calisthenics and get warmed up? You want to just go right
It's
into
really
it?
my arms. Oh my God, that hurts so bad.
Got it.
Wow, that hurt. Oh my God, it's like stabbing myself in the hip.
After impaling myself with a handle, I try a new technique.
Look at you. Put the hammer down.
Slowly. It's the slowest hammer down. All right, done here.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just wait to see if we can actually see some horseshoe crabs next.
Hopefully they're coming soon. But thank you for your help.
Oh, of course. I'm glad I didn't snip off your finger.
So now we wait for mating season to begin. Russ says he might be calling us in a few days.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
So we got everything and rushed over to Russ as it was time to put on more appropriate clothes for a day at the beach with dozens of horseshoe crabs who, yes,
everything I do
are
is so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got
Actually under the sand.
now that we're here, Russ says we do a couple of things that are
I
essential
got
to
facts
studying
over
the
facts over
development
tracks. This
of
is that spitting
survival.
slow, spitting fast like a roast, like a gas. Think I'm old man last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're with my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last. Yeah.
See you later.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Here we go.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to measure them.
Okay.
And so what you do to measure them is you actually measure the width of their persona. In other words, the shell, okay? So you find the widest point, which is kind of right here in the back. And you push this together. It's called a caliper.
Okay.
And when you push it together, you read the number right here. This one's 14.9. The male is 14.9. And Alina's writing all this down. So why don't you do the female?
Okay. So she has the other.
There you go. Now just push them together. Now what do you got?
What is that?
Right there. Push it together.
16 and a half?
Yep, 16.5. That's the female. Good job, see? You're a scientist after all.
You're trying to make me feel better because I swerved.
The next thing we're going to do is weigh them. So you just pick one up,
Okay.
set them in the bucket, grab your scale, put the scale on there, and you look at this pendulum right here, and what's that at?
1 kilogram?
1.1.
Oh, 1.1, I see. 1.1 kilogram. Okay. Male.
Male. For a female, females are a lot larger than the male.
Okay.
Number two is they have a different claw pattern.
Right.
So their feet actually have little pinchers.
Okay.
So this has all pinchers all the way around. See all the pinchers? And those pinchers, they actually use for different things. Carrying apart food, walking, the normal stuff. Now a male, about half the size of a female,
Yeah, I'm smaller.
actually has little hooks on the front.
Oh,
See?
in the front,
So the
yeah.
front, the very front two are hooks.
They're not pinchers like
No,
the
they're not
female.
pinchers. See, they're not like the female.
Yep.
These little hooks is what they hook onto.
Okay. And that's how they hook on to the female, and that's how they mate.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a very simplistic animal. Their mouth is right in the center of their leg. These are their gills. So when they flutter these, it's like a fish respiring with its gills.
Finally, we tag them.
So what we do is we just put a hole in.
Okay.
Just take this, put it
Okay.
in that little hole,
Okay.
and you push.
Okay.
There, now push it in. Push hard.
Okay.
There you go,
Got
bam.
it. Got it. So that now let's tag.
Yes.
Okay, so now we have to tag the
So it's
female.
very simple.
Uh-huh.
Russ promises me we're not hurting them. He makes sure we tag them on their shells away from any vital organs or appendages.
We are tagging them. We have different volunteer people that actually monitor horseshoe crabs around the whole lagoon. And what's really neat is we can get movement patterns from the Banana River to the Indian River and back and forth. So you know where these animals, how far they will travel.
And why do we need to know that?
It'd be nice to know if these animals are going 100 miles, because 100 miles from here, maybe somebody's going to do something that would be harmful to the horseshoe crabs.
So set up protected areas for
Correct.
them.
Again, ensuring we give these living fossils their best chance of survival by monitoring their habitats. And if the crabs thrive, other animals that depend on them should do well too.
Grab them by the side.
Okay, so pick this one up
Yeah.
by the side.
Grab tight. Pick it up.
There you go. Look at you. You did it.
Oh, it's trying to push against me. Okay.
Set them down in sand.
Are you gonna put him back on her?
This is very close. He'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. So there. When does he unhook?
After she lays the eggs and he fertilizes the eggs, then they'll split up and they go their own way.
Wow. Bye. Sorry we interrupted.
As the sun sets on another busy day here at Kennedy Space Center, it's clear this place is not just about launching rockets and exploring the cosmos. It's also about protecting the tortoises, scrub jays, horseshoe crabs, and hundreds of other plants and animals that call the Space Center home. It's a delicate balance, sharing this unique place. But as Kennedy's ecologists have shown us, science and nature can go hand in hand, inspiring us to reach for the stars while taking care of our planet.
How can you tell it's a male or female?
I'll have to show you.
Okay.
I'll find one.
Oh, we can't tell here because they're eating at her. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, you don't, there's no
They don't have no
appendages.
parts to show.
There's no parts to show.